Hello everyone, I welcome you back into another episode of the Fantasy Fans Talk, and I hope you guys are all doing well. Game week 22 is done and it ends with Tottenham still suffering. Had a lot of changes, having Manchester United score over 9 goals. That's a historic performance. And that did very well for managers having Manchester United players and at the same time the Manchester United fans. So, as usual, we are going to be looking at how my team performed for Game Week 22 and how we shall be lining up for Game Week 23. Just a simple reminder, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on anything that we shall be posting. To start with, I had Bandwagons in goal against Wolves. And the referee messes up the Arsenal-Wolves game and eventually gets a red card. I don't blame this on the keeper, but rather I blame this on the refereeing activities, judgments, and somehow you see the referees, they have their own ambitions or what, because when you look at that game, it really bothers me so much as an Arsenal fan, at the same time as someone having Bandwagons as my goalkeeper. But anyway, it is what it is. So in my defense, I had Cancelo, Justin, and Diaz. Cancelo getting me 6 points, Robin Diaz getting me 6 points too. Those were just clean sheets. And Justin, wow, again another clean sheet and a goal plus the bonus points. And I was so happy. I have to really appreciate my defense for the last 3 game weeks or 4. My defense has been really one of the best, having Cancelo, Diaz, and Justin. It's been really the best, one of the best, I believe, in the FPL. Then in my midfield, I had Bruno Fernandes, Mohamed Salah, Gundogan, and Harvey Barnes. And as I said, it was a show for Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes gets 17 points, 2 assists, 1 goal, and bonus points. That was really very good. The unfortunate bit is that I didn't captain him. Of course, that was a little bit hurting, but you'd rather have the player on your team than not totally having him on your team. Also, I had Mohamed Salah as my captain against Brighton, and I just don't know, when it comes to Brighton with Mohamed Salah, really, I don't know what happens, because he really doesn't perform, and he proved so again in the previous game, getting us only 2 points as a captain. Gets 4 points, and then of course that was a very big disappointment, having seen Mohamed Salah play very well against West Ham. I really expected him to continue with the run, but he goes blanking still. So that's it. Then Gundogan, again an assist, a clean sheet, and also 2 bonus points. That was very good, getting me 8 points. Then Harvey Barnes getting me only 3 points. When you look at my midfield in general, it really managed to perform, unlike Mohamed Salah, apart from Mohamed Salah, who really didn't perform, and on top of that, he was my captain. I was really disappointed, I have to say that, because with over 80 points and you don't have a captain performance, it means you just need to have one captain performance and you're already up in the hundreds. Elsewhere on my attacking line, I had Antonio, Bamford, and Calvert-Lewin, and all these guys performed. Calvert-Lewin scores a goal, Bamford makes an assist, Antonio makes 2 assists. That's what you would love on your team as the FPL manager. And eventually Calvert-Lewin gets the 3 bonus points, making 9 points, Bamford 5, and Antonio 8 points. That was really very good for my attacking line. So when you look at my team generally, as I prepared it was only Mohamed Salah and Bandwagons who didn't really perform, and it was really a big disappointment. But of course, you can never have all your team perform. On my bench, I actually felt like I should have played my bench boost, because if you look at my bench, I had Nick Pope, Lucas Digne, Sushek, and Kilman, and all these guys really performed. Nick Pope getting 2 points, Lucas Digne having 5, Sushek scoring a goal again against Villa, and then Kilman. So when it comes to Sushek, I really feel like against small teams, against those medium teams, yeah, he's really a guy that you can really bank on. But always when you have any other option, you feel like, for example, like when I went into this game, I had Harvey Barnes against Fulham and Gundogan against Burnley. I felt like those were better choices compared to Sushek, but it turns out not to be. So at the end of the day, I get 80 points, and by the time I've made this video, the average is 50, and the highest mark is 144. Yeah, of course, I'm already above average, and when I look at my team here, I can see green arrows everywhere when it comes to the global ranking, and of course, even in my individual groups, which really gives me hope and keep going on. So we are going to be looking at how we could be lining up for the coming game week. The coming game week really has a lot of challenges, seeing Liverpool against Man City, and that's why we had a lot of players. For example, I had Cancelo, Robin Diaz, and Gundogan, and this time around they are facing Liverpool, which is a very hard opponent. So I'm thinking, I've really not yet made up my mind to think of who to bring into this, but I feel like when I look at West Ham against Fulham is a team that has really been struggling even against West Brom. West Brom managed to come from a 1-0 and they won them too. So when you look at their game against Leicester, it simply shows that Fulham is really a weak team as of now. We can say against West Ham, I don't see any chances of Fulham stepping up. So when you look at the fixtures, and I know a lot of managers out there had Cancelo, Stones, Cancelo, Diaz in the defense, and perhaps Sterling, Gundogan. So these are some of the players that I would love to see on your next coming team, or that I can advise you on getting. Because if you don't have the midfielders from West Ham, of course Sushek has to be there, Antonio too, and a defender from West Ham. When you look at West Ham and its coming 3 fixtures, they're a little bit promising. Seeing Fulham, Sheffield, and the struggling Tottenham. Unless by the time we get to Tottenham will be a little bit better, but if not, West Ham has really a nice run for the next 3 fixtures. So these are some of the players that I would love to get onto my team. I'm still thinking about exactly who to bring in, because I can't take in 2 defenders against Liverpool, and apart from my defense, I can be okay with the rest of the players. So I'm only looking at Kufong and Kufal and Criswell from West Ham against Fulham, against Sheffield, against Tottenham. I can get a clean sheet somewhere there. I can get an assist. When you look at Criswell and his last 3 or 4 games, he has really been performing very well, and he's really promising. He's a player that would love to have on your team. So if I get in Criswell on my team, likely I'll have to bench Diaz or Cancelo, such that I don't have 2 defenders from City against Liverpool. And in my midfield, this is how I'll be lining up if I get well with my decision making. To start with, in goal is Nick Pope against Brighton. He's at home, and I really believe Burnley can get a clean sheet against West Brom. When you look at West Brom play against Tottenham, against Liverpool, you may be thinking like this is really getting in favor of West Brom, but I still feel like Burnley can defend this at home, and this is Brighton. they are not that a big threat. Yeah. In my defense, I will have to continue with Robin Diaz, Justin, and the likely other defender that I'm bringing in, either Kufal or Criswell. Well, I'm also looking at other teams for to add in another defender. But as it stands, that's how I am. Yeah, I've made this just immediately after the Tottenham and Chelsea game, so I'm still thinking until tomorrow, until the deadline day, to see if I can find something better. In my midfield, I have Bruno Fernandes, Mohamed Salah, Soucek, and Harvey Barnes. Yeah, Mohamed Salah is playing Man City, but Mohamed Salah against big teams, he normally turns up and he tries to own the show, and I really believe he can do this. Yeah. Bruno Fernandes against Everton. Bruno Fernandes having blanks for over 5 game weeks, and he turns up against Southampton, though they were already 2 or 1 man down. I still believe that he can do better. He can do more against Everton. Soucek and Harvey Barnes, Fulham and Wolves. Yeah, Wolves is a little bit struggling. You can even see against Arsenal, they got a red card. Arsenal got over 2 red cards, and still Wolves couldn't score a 3rd goal. I mean, that's how weak they are. Yeah, if you can't score against 8 men or 9 men and you just continue with a 2-1 lead, I really feel like you're that weak. Because if you look at Manchester United against Southampton, they take out only 1 player, and Manchester United is playing a free game they are really enjoying, and they take out the 2nd player just about 86, 87th minute. They take out the 2nd player, and in just a period of 6 minutes, they score over 3 goals. Yeah, so that shows you how weak Wolves is at the moment. Them not having Raul Jimenez, it really gives me hope that perhaps even Leicester can do better against them. Soucek also against Fulham, the same thing, like I've said about Fulham. And my attacking line will have Antonio Bamford and Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin, this is against Manchester United, but I still have to trust him. Bamford against Crystal Palace and Antonio against Fulham. So that's how I'm likely to be going into game week 2023. And when you look at my best captain choices for that game week, like we said, we shall always have 4 captain choices. The first one being Bruno Fernandes against Everton at home. Yeah. We also Fernandes putting up a show against Southampton. Well, when you look at Manchester United's first 4 goals, Fernandes wasn't anywhere involved, but then he was still in the game. Yeah, eventually he makes 2 assists and a goal. That gives you hope that even perhaps in the coming game week against Everton, they can really do better. Then my second captain will be Antonio against Fulham. Yeah, Fulham has conceded goals. Somewhere, somehow, I saw like they were trying to improve in their defense. But again, when you look at Fulham in its last 4-3 games, you find that they are a little bit getting back to where we saw them at the beginning of the season. Them conceding a lot of goals, even against teams at the same level. So yeah, Antonio would be my second captain. My third captain for the game week would still be Mohamed Salah against City. Yeah, like I said, Mohamed Salah against City, he turns up and he tries to own the show. So I really believe he can do the same thing. Then my fourth captain is Bamford against Crystal Palace. Yeah, Bamford is not that so well. If you look at his performance, it's only been in the last 2 game weeks where he provided an assist in the last game week, and the other one he provided 2 and scored 1. So when you look at that, it really gives me hope that against Crystal Palace, Bamford can do something really well. So that's how I'm likely to go for in for my game week 23. Yeah, here at the FPL fans talk, we've come up with something called the King of the Game Week. King of the Game Week is going to be working how? Yeah, you select or you predict which player is going to be hitting the biggest for the game week, and at the end of the day, we shall have to reward you. Anyone out there, getting into the comment section, or you can get us onto our Twitter handle. You predict which player is going to be performing the best in the game week, and you can win big. This is starting right away from game week 23 until the end of the season. So I call upon everyone, come and participate, get into our comment section, ask us questions. I would love to also thank all those ones who are turning up with questions, asking here and there which player between Watkins and Wan-Bissaka, who do I have to get into my team, and we try to reason out as managers together. So with that said, I wish you all the best for game week 23. We shall also be doing the same thing at the end of the game week. So thank you very much.